G'day everyone, welcome to YJ Garage. Today we'll be working on my dad's 2003 Honda Accord, which is throwing a P0011 error code. Let's get to it. Alright, just gonna scan the code again, make sure we're still getting the same code. Then I'm gonna check the oil, then we're gonna check the strainer, replace the gasket if necessary, then check the solenoid and replace that if necessary. Oftentimes these codes appear because it's clogged in the system and you can get away with just cleaning the filters or replacing the parts. And looks like we're still getting the same code, so we'll proceed in that order. Pop the bonnet. There's the solenoid and there's the strainer. Alright, just pull out the dipstick, check the oil, make sure you got the right levels and it's not too dirty. Looking good. Disconnect the negative battery terminal because safety. Disconnect this bracket back here at the back of the engine. That'll help you, give you some movement for the hose to move the power steering pulley. Next, pop up the power steering reservoir. Just push it towards the engine and up. Doesn't take too much force. Then tuck it under the fender. That's what the bracket that's holding it looks like. See that little nib that you have to get over at the top? Alright, next you want to put this 14mm on the idler pulley. I'm using a 20mm ratchet on top of that just to get some leverage. And you want to push it towards the front of the car. This does take a bit of force, but you should see the pulley moving as you push. That'll loosen the tension on the belt. Just peel it over. Bit more. And done. Alright, next is this 12mm bolt, the bottom of the power steering pulley. And there's one more there on the top. Just go ahead and loosen those. And then you want to move the pulley over to the side. Alright, get your same setup as before on the idler pulley. This time move towards the rear of the car. And there she goes. Alright, take the idler pulley out. Next we need to remove the bracket that's sitting on. There are 3 12mm bolts holding that in. A little bit hard to film it, but I'll show you the spots when I get it out of the car. Bit of persistence, there we go. Alright, here's where the 3 bolts go. Alright, really important, do not lose this nut, sorry. That is very important to putting back the idler pulley. I lost mine and had to go to Bunnings, so don't lose yours. Alright, get that strainer out, 2 10mm. Gonna want a rag. Clean up any gunk in there that can clog up the system. Clean up the filter or get a new one. The gasket and the filter come as one piece, so just replace those if you have to. You've already come this far, so why not? Alright, I've moved the ground 10mm there, and I'm also taking out the 10mm that's holding in the solenoid. And there's the bolt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Get it out gently, doesn't take too much force. And same mistake, didn't have a rag ready. Okay, so I think we've spotted our problem here. One of the filters has been crushed while it was inside the engine. Whoever last put it back must have forced the solenoid back in instead of wriggling it. And that was just a ticking time bomb, ready to break off and fly into the engine. Luckily we caught onto this when we did. Alright boys, let's see how we did. Just taken the car for a quick test drive and the aerolite hasn't come back, so I think we're all good. Thanks for tuning in, catch you in the next one.